Hey, what's up, guys? J.M. Ryerson. I have a special guest, Ned Schaut, today.
How's it going?
I wanted to bring him on because he does something really cool, which is talks a lot about fatherhood. And he wrote this book, Rebel and Create. It's a cool one. Check it out, dads, for sure, and moms. But, so fatherhood, man, why is that such a big thing for you? I know you got five amazing kiddos.
5 kiddos, yes.
What about fatherhood? Why is it such a passion to you? What's the driving force?
Yeah, man, I think that in 2015, I had this realization that I was always pursuing purpose in life. You know, I wanted to build something, create something, make something, and I was always pushing, striving, entrepreneur. And I think that's good, but at the end of it, there was a big thing that I had been working on since I was 18 years old that fell apart. And I was at this crossroads and looking in the mirror, I'm like, okay, if the desires I have as a man aren't going to come from this thing I was going to build, right? Every man wants to be wanted, needed, loved, respected. And I was really pursuing that outside of my home. And during that time, I think that my wife would still say that I was a good dad, but I knew that I didn't give my family my best time, creativity, and energy. And so in that time of kind of like self-reflection, I realized that there's these 5 humans and my incredible wife at home who I didn't have to jockey for their time. I didn't have to jockey for their attention. They wanted me, and then when I had this extra time, because I'm not pursuing this dream anymore, I was giving all that extra time and energy to them. And crazy thing is that those desires that I have as a man were filled, right? Respected, loved, needed, wanted. So I found those in my own home. And so that's when I started writing Rebel and Create. And the idea behind it is to rebel against the status quo, to rebel against whatever it is for you. But for me, it was rebel against that the adventure of my life was somewhere else, and that I could create this thing right here in my home through my role as a father. And so the reason why it's important for me to talk to people about it is I know so many of us men, you know, we desire those things and we look for it in hobbies and business and career or whatever. And those are good, but I don't think that they're primary to our family.
Yeah, that's really interesting because he was a youth pastor, you guys, like for many, many years. So it's not like he was taking care of America's youth, you know, or at least his area's youth. And yet you realize like, hey, I have these 5 human beings right under my roof, and I need to do more. The other thing that you touched on, and again, guys, check out the book. You do this self-reflection like a couple days a year where it's just you and journals.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about that, because I think not enough people do that quiet perspective, like introspection, really looking inside about what's going on.
Yeah, I think that because I've always been involved in business as well as the church, right? I was a youth pastor for a long time. I would see CEOs and I would see pastors go on these retreats, right? I need to go on a week retreat or a couple day retreat because where's God leading me for my church? Or I'm a CEO, I need to go on a couple day retreat. Where am I taking my business? Man, both of those things, I might not always be at one church. I might not always run one company, but I'm always going to have these 5 kids and this one spouse. So how much more intentional should I be about the vision, the direction for my family than this business or this church that I might be running? So that's where I really realized, man, my role is so critical that 2 days a year at a minimum, I go be by myself. I read my journals from the year before, and I think, where's our family headed? What are our values? What's important to us? And make sure that I'm in tune with myself so I can lead my family well.
So quiet time, you guys. I mean, literally, there's no TV. It's in nature typically, right?
Yeah.
Like some beach time for him, or mountains for me, or maybe mountains for you. But really sitting there and thinking about the deeper questions. What are we doing in this life? What it's all about? And you do. Everything is about Rebel and Create, brother. It's so cool. You guys, thank you so much for being here, man, and sharing what you do with the world and everybody. Check out Rebel and Create. Also, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. You're here now. May as well subscribe. You can check us out at Let's Go Win 365 on Facebook. Let's Go Win. Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. All right, you guys. We'll see you next week.